Hey guys, welcome back. We're tuning up the Ninja Hibachi car.
What the hell?
I don't really know what we're doing here because I don't know anything about cars. I guess we're just like putting more NOS inside of the engine.
Yeah,
I
pretty
guess
much. Make it go
that's how it
faster.
works, right?
Pour some turbo fuel into the pipes and see what happens.
What if we just strap a jet engine on the back of the car? Hey, Akira Sori here. I enjoyed my time playing Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. Could you tell?
Well, you have a tendency to like bad games. Oops, did I say that? No, I'm just kidding.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Anyway, on
We done
an
this time.
unrelated note, bent nuts and bolts.
Oh.
Talking about Elden Ring, we're continuing the Elden Ring Saga here. I'm halfway through my little book of concerns. My little
I
book of
wanted to
big
ask you a question
annoyances.
of
Please.
how far have you gotten in your playtime?
I don't fucking know. Playtime wise, I don't know. I want to say like around like I don't know. 20,
I'm just
20
trying to think
hours,
of key
25?
elements. So, have you used the elevator yet?
Which elevator?
The big elevator.
The big one at the end of Lyria?
It takes you to Altus Plateau.
Yeah, no, I don't know how to make it work. I went up the side of the mountain. That's around where I'm at now.
Yeah,
I guess.
so I was gonna say, like, so before I even did the first dungeon of the game, I got the two pieces of the key to make that elevator work, and did a bunch of stuff in that higher end game area before doing the castle dungeon or the academy dungeon.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Frank. Going back to my list, why do so many people teach you damn sorceries? This is
Where
a
did that
personal-
cop car
personal
go? He
annoyance.
just drove off.
Like, it feels like every
I mean,
damn
you know,
NPC
it's
teaches
just,
you fucking
it's
sorceries.
just, it's just par for the course, man. I mean, luckily in the last patch that came out, they've realized that 90% of the miracles suck ass, so they gave buffs to like 90% of them, which is nice. But on launch, during the time that I was actively playing it, yeah, sorceries were much better than incantations, as per Dark Souls quota, is what you do. Besides a handful of incantations being good.
Okay, now that's my best car. So
Oh.
I have to go back to the one that was previously my best. I'm like upgrading like crazy now.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Haiku.
Again, that's a personal thing because I'm obviously not playing a magic user at all. I feel like that it's very not catered
Oh no, you're
towards-
telling me.
I feel like I've found
I went with
no
the tried and
swords that I
true,
like,
Faith
barely
build.
any armor that I like as well. For an open world game, I feel like I'm finding very little things that I actually want to use. But maybe this is my personal preference. So many systems and mechanics and items for each that it's super easy to lose track of it all. Like when you sit at a bonfire, you have like 15 different options for a million different things. You got crafting, you got your wonder physique, you got your fucking your ghosts things that you can summon. Obviously you got all your sorceries and shit like that. There's just like a million things that I got that keeping track of, and all these different items that I'm picking up all the time. Every time I pick up an item, I'm like, all right, I gotta fucking scroll through the items and see what the fuck this does. And it's like, you can only use this when you find a particular NPC who doesn't exist. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. And it's like, it just goes on and on and on. I have to go through this fucking checklist every time I play the game and be like, okay, so I got this item, now I have to take this to this NPC so I can enhance my Scoobly Goo, and then once my Scoobly Goo is enhanced, then I can spend some souls to buy a Scoobly Gee so I can enhance it again, and the Scoobly Gee, of course, makes it so that my jump attack does 1.5 extra damage. I feel like it's just getting a little out of hand.
Again, I'm gonna be in the can't be section where everything just becomes white noise. And unless the icon picked up my attention, things just sit into my bag until I go, alright, time to equip something new, and I go, hold on, when did I get this? This seems cool.
So you refuse to
hey,
engage with most of the items and things. Okay.
I mean, that's just how I handle most RPGs.
Ah, shit.
This one is when the fuck can spirit ashes even be used? Because sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. I don't know what determines if they can or
So,
can't.
yes and no. So, like, I don't know if you've noticed, but sometimes there's like a blue icon on the left side of your screen. It's like a tombstone looking kind of thing.
That means you can
That
use
means
it.
that you're in an area. For the most part, it's mostly boss rooms, and then occasionally open world places where there's like a shit ton of enemies.
That's vaguely what I've noticed. I just find that whenever I want to
at
use them,
first, I was also very frustrated because I thought that like this seemed like a wasted amount of dev time to even make this if it never works. But once I realized that you mostly only use them for boss fights, I was like, okay, this is fine. This is just a way for you to make the game a little more fair if you don't have online access to co-op with people. They do the role that people do, which is give you openings and air to breathe.
yeah, which
when
is
fighting
why
aggressive
I
bosses.
think I've spent so much time without doing any co-op stuff because I've been using them, which is nice.
Yeah.
Still
I
need to
do, I
try
do
and
like.
upgrade
I've
them, which is
learned to
hard.
love the Ashes system after thinking it was a wasted piece of dev time.
So many enemies have 10x combo attacks, which is just ridiculous. So what I mean by that is they don't necessarily have 10x combo attacks, but so many enemies nowadays have attacks that just go on like 5 more hits than you
Yes.
think they reasonably should. And all I see is this FromSoft going, is like, well, all of our players are used to them having this many attacks. Let's just add like 5 on top of it. And now we're at the point where enemies are having like 15 attack combos, even the basic enemies. And it's just like, I get it, FromSoft. You're trying to prove that we know how to dodge. I get it. You know, not every enemy has to go on a fucking combo that lasts 10 years. It's just ridiculous at this point.
Yeah, it is. It is a common complaint that a lot of people, not everyone, because some people just don't care, but a lot of people, including me, dislike the extra aggression, mostly on bosses that they put on, where
Bosses
bosses
are
leave
just even
you
more
a window
crazy.
to hit them maybe once, and then you have to start dodge rolling or running for like 30 seconds to a minute
Yep.
to get your 2 hits in again.
And that's what happened with
depending on the boss,
Margit.
of
He
course.
has this fucking combo that just goes on and on and on and on and on and on. And it's like, just fucking, like, I'm dodging it, okay? I get it. Enemies in areas are sometimes harder than the bosses themselves. That was an interesting one. There's a few areas I've been in where it's just like, they're really hard enemies, and the whole time I'm thinking, once I get to the boss, I'm just gonna get fucked up. I don't even know why the hell I'm here. And I'm like constantly hitting my head against the wall, just trying to get through these stupid enemies. And I finally get to the boss, and I kill him in one go, because he was actually weirdly easier than the enemies? Like, what the hell?
Yeah,
Why does that happen?
Some things are like that. I mean, specifically in like a Dark Souls terminology, in general, if enemies are tuned to a way to be dangerous to you, like the boss is, in general, especially if you're like exploring and not just like rushing straight to the boss, the enemies have a higher chance of like just doming you because there's like 20 of them, as opposed to like the one boss that you get to just focus on.
I mean, I guess that's the case, but I think that's just a case of very poor balance, is it not?
It's mostly just like an action economy kind of thing, I feel.
I think it's just dumb. Here's a unique one. I'm sick of running into fucking dragons. Everywhere
there's
I
like
go,
12
there's
of them.
another damn dragon. Caelid was just horrific. It's just dragging it around every fucking corner.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was just like, when I found the first dragon, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then like I went to another place, at, like the starting area, and a dragon just sideswiped me and killed me instantly. I'm like, that's pretty cool. Glad they added that. But now I'm just like, everywhere I go, there's like another dragon. I just think, all right, I guess I'll just go past that. You get to the top of the plateau, and you after defeating a fucking dragon boss, it's like, guess what? Here's another dragon, and you're like, that's cool.
Yeah. On the bright side, you basically do not have to fight any of them at all.
Leonia as well, they did the same fucking thing. You go up to the top of the manor, you're like, okay, I finally beat that stupid fucking boss that was on a horse the whole time. You exit out the fucking boss room, and there's a dragon there. It's like, why?
Yeah.
Dragons are supposed to be
the,
cool.
the,
Why would
the
you
bigger
ruin
meme is the dragon that's in the manor area isn't even a real fight. It fucks off and leaves when you do like 50% of its HP. Because you fight it for real later.
That's so fucking stupid.
I mean, on the bright side, you basically don't have to fight any of them unless you use incantations for the most part. Or at all, really.
By the way,
Because all they do are rewards that lead to like the dragon incantations. So
yeah, I've got a
you
few
know.
dragon hearts. There's that one dragon in Caelid that doesn't fucking move because it's stuck in the ground. You get like 15
Yeah.
dragon hearts out of that. And I was like, alright,
Yeah,
cool,
so
I guess.
like it's a fight where you kill the 5 dragons and then it dies.
Or you can just
or
hit its
you
tail
can-
for a while.
Yeah, or you can use a bleed weapon and kill
Yeah.
it from the back.
That's
which is funny.
that's what I did because I thought I just couldn't be fucked doing anything else. By the way,
I
obviously,
stumbled
if you
on
couldn't
one
tell,
accident.
I've been writing these down as I've been playing the game, so a lot of them are just my fault
Yeah.
at the time. Like, I'm sick of running into fucking dragons. Then I have I don't know where to go, everywhere seems too dangerous, main areas and mini dungeons. I've really kind of gone over that. This is a good one. Scarabs can be bombs now. Cool. Full stop.
Yes.
That was a pretty neat discovery.
Yeah.
I like that the game can't let you have anything. I think that's really cool of it. It's very progressive.
The 5 times that it happens, or give or take, it's always fun. It's always
FromSoft's
fun.
summoning system continues to be archaic and horrible.
In which way do you mean?
Well, I think one of them being the fact that, like, again, apparently the whole, being the right level thing, range is still a thing, which for an open world game, when you can be any level at any area, is fucked up the dick. Because, like, I don't fucking know if I'm the right level, and I'm pretty sure I'm not for a lot of the places I'm trying to summon for. There's that. There's the fact that also, like, despite the fact that there are 300 million people playing this game, I still struggle to find basic summons for fucking dungeons. There's that. There's the fact that half the time when you try and summon someone, there's a problem. Disconnected. There's that.
Yes.
You want me to keep
That's
going on?
especially
I can keep
true.
going on.
It was even worse until the patch that came out, like, I think it's been less than a week since the last patch came out, where they worked on the stability a lot, but that was a very high common complaint that you just get disconnected for almost a twitch in your connection. Yes, the summoning range is still kind of minkus, especially if you don't know, obviously, which you won't know because the game
Which makes it worse than all the other Dark Souls games, because at least those ones you can have a vague idea of what level you're supposed to be.
Technically, yes.
Literally, yes.
Obviously, you circumvent that in some cases by just using the ashes, not using players, or in my case, as I was lucky to do, you can use the password system, which you could theoretically use the password system that almost everyone does for like the main community groups, and that will increase the amount of people you'll see, because if you use the password system, you can summon anybody and they just get scaled down
They had a run for me and it
to
disappeared.
a certain percentage.
Yeah. I think I'd
similar to
prefer
Dark
that.
Souls 3.
Because my next thing I wrote down is that these are some of the most useless co-op summons I've ever seen in my life.
You mean the people, right?
Yes, the people.
Yes.
The AI are way better
Because
than
most of
the
the
people.
most of the people that you summon will not know what the boss does.
Yeah, because
most of the
apparently
time.
that's a thing where like they don't
And-
choose to be summoned into particular boss fights, they're just in the general area. So I keep summoning people and they're like, I don't know where I'm going, and then they die before they get to the boss, or they get one shot by the boss.
Yes.
And it's like, great, I'll
And
just
that-
do this
and
whole
that
thing
was the other
myself,
thing I
except
was
now the
gonna
boss
say.
has more health. Thanks, guys.
Where, unlike an NPC summon, players will just get one shot by a boss that they're not geared to fight, and they're just doing it early, and that's why they're just standing out in the area early, and they'll be like, okay, I want to help this guy so I can figure out how the boss works, and they just get one shot, because sometimes it's because their health gets scaled down more than their other stats, and other times just because they're not in the correct level to be there.
It's just really not fun or reliable. It makes me regret my purchase. Loading times on PS4 between deaths makes me want to die IRL. Sort of a unique one just to the PS4 version, but basically what I just said. Why can't I just keep swinging my sword on my horse? I have the stamina for it. Come on, man.
I mean, they're just attack combos, technically.
I just want to keep swinging my sword, and I just sit there, like pressing the button, but my character's like, hold on, I gotta rest, even though I've got more than enough stamina.
Yeah, I was just gonna quickly say that I basically don't do horse combat 90% of the time. Because I hate it. I hate the horse in general.
Oh, I see. So, again, another part of the game that you don't want to even use. It's a good sign.
Well, I dislike the horse turning like an N64 game, which
That is
constantly
true.
leads me
It
to
does
falling to
turn
my
like a
death.
fucking tank. It's horrible. I've had a couple of deaths just in a place where it's
Sometimes
trying to do
the
some
double
platforming.
jump just being eaten, and I don't get the double jump,
Yeah.
or the horse just walks off the ledge because I'm trying to turn. I just go, if I don't need to use the horse, I'm not using the horse.
I should be writing all
Because
this
this
down,
thing
honestly. In my little book
ass.
here. Tell you what, we'll tell you the very last thing for the next episode.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Bye bye.